Hey, it has been a few weeks since I've done an update, so I just wanted to come on here and kind of update what has been going on and some of the resources that I have found and where things are with the journey so far. So let's see, the last maybe 10 days or so, I've been realizing just how much I don't know. How much I don't know and how much I have to learn. And it has been pretty overwhelming. However, I am grateful that this is not my first time learning something completely new and foreign. I just have to remember that this is part of the process, and that even where I was like a month ago, I've already made progress and have learned things since then. And whenever I've done anything else, like even when I was 16 learning how to drive a stick shift car, how frustrating it was, and wondering how am I ever going to get this? And then you just keep going and it becomes more and more comfortable and more and more comfortable, and it just becomes automatic. Same with hair. Like I was reflecting the other day when I was first doing cutting classes, how confusing it was. It was like, wait a second, how this holding things up like this is supposed to give me this shape? How does that even make sense at all? How am I ever going to connect the dots, get the straight lines, get things to connect, blah, blah, whatever. It was super frustrating, but you just keep going. And that's what I have to remind myself with this also is, yeah, I'm learning, it's like learning a completely new language. Eventually I'll learn Spanish. I keep saying that, and I'm sure, and I know I will go through the exact same learning curve, the exact same frustration, the exact same questions of how in the hell am I ever going to get this? But the answer is to just keep going and to learn a little bit at a time and celebrate those very tiny moments where something clicks, like you remember that cd space ... takes you one space back in a Linux directory. See, there we go. I didn't even know that 3 weeks ago. It's a celebration. So just as I have been going through, because I am brand new and so green to tech, what I have come to realize is a lot of the resources that I have found are for IT professionals that are already in the industry. They are already in IT. They already have a basic understanding of networking or using different operating systems, which is awesome. But there's another tier down below that, which is people like me that are brand new to the tech world. So I'm starting from zero. Like, yeah, I know how to use social media platforms and email, and I know very basics about some things, but like a month ago, I did not know what a Linux command line was. I did not know how to navigate through directories or change directories or anything like that. And as I've been learning more, that is a huge foundational tool to know, is to be competent and fluid in Linux and Windows. So I've still been working on learning the basic of the Linux command line through this course on Udemy, which I've really enjoyed. He covers things really thoroughly. It's been taking me a long time because I've been taking notes and like doing the exercises while going through each module. So the class will be like 8 minutes long, and no joke, it will take me like 40 minutes. And then usually I'll have to listen to things over again and try them out. And I'm like, wait, why was that capital? Why did he capitalize that letter or not? Like, that stuff makes a difference, and it's those very small details that change the outcome of the command line when you are working in Linux. So it's called the Linux Crash Course, Learn Linux in a Weekend. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks for me. So, but it's been really good. And I'm gonna put the link to this and all of the websites that I'm talking about in the description of this video, so you can check them out if you want to. So the topic of this video is finding community and very beginning resources. I've found that finding a community, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what you're doing, is hugely important to your success and how far you go with anything, how much you're able to stick with it. Like having somebody to hold you accountable, or having a mentor to ask questions to, or multiple mentors to ask questions to, I think makes such a big difference whether you succeed or how fast you succeed or not. So because I am a female going into tech, I know it is a male-dominated field. However, on the flip side of that, because it is male-dominated, women seem to come together to super support each other and rally each other and uplift each other to make it in this industry, which I think is incredible. So awesome to find community and people that want to lift you up on their shoulders. I am so grateful. So I found a resource. I'm looking at my computer over here. Well, today as I was Googling, or I was looking on Facebook. I do not like Facebook. I'm on there very infrequently, but today I was on there and I was looking for cybersecurity groups for very beginners, like not people that are already in tech trying to get into cybersecurity, but like no tech experience. And I found, just through perusing a article that somebody put up that's from Krebs on Security, called Thinking of a Cybersecurity Career. Read this. I was like, oh hell yeah, that's perfect for me. And this article was so helpful. So I will definitely link this article's webpage in the notes down here. But it was talking all about like the skills that people that are in IT, like recruiting people are, and HR people are looking for, that you may not think are as important, especially like college graduates, university graduates that have just graduated with a computer science degree or something in cybersecurity. So I loved this and I immediately bookmarked it in my learning tech bookmark category. And it has such great resources about what people are actually looking for that you might not think about, like let's see, networking. Networking is hugely important. I would never think about that, but one of the ladies that we interviewed several weeks ago, Michelle, mentioned how important understanding networking is to the fundamentals of security. This is like the foundation of everything. This is like, for hair, it's like understanding color theory. Once you understand that, you can go to any color line when you see this is what their blue is, this is what their orange is, etc. That's my understanding of how networking works. It is the core that everything else is built on. So understanding networking is hugely important. Here we go. Here's right from it. Fully 85% ranked networking as a critical or very important skill, followed by a mastery of the Linux operating system, which I'm working on. There's a lot to learn. Windows, common exploitation techniques, computer architectures and virtualization, and data and cryptography. Perhaps surprisingly, only 39% ranked programming as a critical or very important skill. He'll come back to that later on in the article. But that is so helpful to me. That gives me a great guideline of like, okay, this is what I think is priority, and this is what somebody that is actually in the field is telling me is important, and what I need to base my self-study skills and framework off of. So Linux operating, here we go. Windows I'm familiar with, but Linux, I definitely need to spend more time there. Anyway, so later on in this article, it talks about community, which I love, and finding resources and local chapters to meet up with and people to network. Because seriously, like networking, again, regardless of any industry you are in or what you know, like Your network is so important. Your community is so important. So in this article, he has a list of gatherings that are free, which I looked into, but I especially was super interested in the groups for women. So he highlights Women's Society of Cyberjitsu, which is awesome. I just signed up for an account on them as a student. The closest chapters are, they're not super close, but if it's an event that I will do what it takes to make those connections, and I have learned sometimes you just have to pay to play, and I will do that, and I will happily do that and just immerse myself in this new world with these new people and just absorb and soak up as much information and relationship building as I can. I have definitely learned how to be on and pull out the charm when I need to and bring about that very social butterfly person, which I naturally am not, but I will do it because I'm not letting my introvert ways get in the way of getting ahead. So Women's Society of Cyberjitsu, hell yeah. And then there's another list, yes, from CompareTech of 35 plus ways to get more women into cybersecurity. How rad is this, that there is a resource of all of these women's groups in America and all over the world for us to find our community. It's so cool. And like some of the quotes in here that some of the founders said are just amazing. Here's one from Mari Galloway, who is the CEO of Women's Society of Cyberjitsu. Hello, I just signed up for that. Super pumped to hear that the website that I just signed up with has values like this. She said, for any woman entering cyber, be fearless, take the initiative to learn and grow. Hell yeah, I love that. I am all about that. And then there was another one that I loved from, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this wrong, but she's from the founder of the Ladies in Cybersecurity by Def Camp in Romania, Florina Dumitrace. I'm so sorry. I'm sure your name is beautiful and I just totally messed it up. But she said, I'm going to read it. It's a long one, but I think it's worth it. InfoSec is a very attractive field, and we recommend all women who would like to take a taste of it to start slow, read a lot, explore the different parts of cybersecurity, look for role models, and learn step by step. Yes, those things I am doing my best to do. It might seem a bit overwhelming, but as you learn, it will get very rewarding. Hell yeah, it is overwhelming, but I'm here for it. To be more specific, it's always important to have an out-of-the-box yet analytical mindset and to understand the basics, how web and mobile applications work, how networking and communication between systems is performed, and also know a bit of popular programming languages like Java, PHP, C++, or JavaScript. It's awesome. Like, I love what she said, and just seriously having quotes like that and women that have said that in cybersecurity, it tells me that I should be overwhelmed. I should be feeling this way. If I wasn't, something would be wrong. But the key is to just keep going, keep absorbing as much as you can. It will all start to click, and just get to know people in the field as much as you can. I can't help but do that. It's so important. It's just like, thank goodness for social media these days, because it makes that so much easier to just reach out to people. They might not respond, but who cares? Like, what sweat is it off of my back if they don't respond? It's okay. But at least I took the initiative to try and reach out and make these connections. Like, what does it hurt? Nothing. So it's so awesome to have these resources, know that they are available, know that they are out there. I'm going to link all of these, like I said, at the bottom of this page. And my goal for this week is to finish that Udemy course on Linux. And I'm also making my way through a oh, my neighbor just got home, through networking securities on Cybrary. That's my goal. Hope to get that. And thank you so much for tuning into this journey. I cannot wait to upload more of the podcast and video episodes with Jen. Please share this with anybody that you think might be interested. It's been a really fun journey so far, and this is just the beginning. But thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe and just follow along, and have a nice day.